Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Dads and Six Podcast, episode number 12. I'm your host this week, Sebastian Castillo. As you can see, I'm running solo this week. The dads couldn't be here this week, so they told me to take over the show for them. So, with that in mind, we'll just kick it back to the dads. I'm just kidding. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Dads and the Six Podcast, episode number 11. Sorry about that little kid. He screwed that up.
Yeah.
Kid
Who brought that kid?
Jeez. It's not episode 12. It's episode 11. Speaking of which, apologize for missing last week, ladies and gentlemen. But we are back. Life got the best of us. Parenting got the best of us. So no worries. From here on out, we'll give you an episode every single week. Guaranteed.
Until we don't.
Never until we
don't. I promise to do it until we don't.
Until we don't. I'm one of your hosts, Nicholas Mazzeo, and as always, I'm joined by my two best buds, 2012 Soldier of the Year, Jesus Castillo, and the best man, Jamie Campbell. How you boys doing?
What's up, Nick?
Pleasure to be here with you today.
Not bad. I'm doing good. How you guys feeling? We got
what did you do?
off.
What did you do on your week off?
On our week off of not recording?
On your vacation?
Nothing. Vacation.
Yeah.
Kids started daycare. That's my excuse.
Your kid. It was the reason.
I like how we're not talking about that this week, are we?
No.
But we really should.
Let it marinate. Let it marinate.
Yeah,
Good
give me another
month.
week. Give me another week.
Your eyes look really like light colored right now. I think it's because the sun's hitting them.
Right in my face.
I've never seen your eyes before.
They're
I've never
nice.
looked into your eyes. I've never. How long have I known you?
I
Never.
avert his gaze.
Yeah, I try not to
You
look.
turn to stone if you look into my eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little known fact.
But your eyes look really like.
Maybe that's why
bright.
Vanessa
It also
still
could
married
be
him.
because you know the toilet bowl cleaner, the blue stuff.
Did you eat it?
No, I opened the cap and it squirted in my left eye.
Oh, superpowers are imminent.
Right. And then I read the back. It's like seek imminent help. Wash eyes for like 15 minutes. I rinsed for like 5. And
Did you
then-
tell the thing that you're a paramedic?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
So yeah, you are medical help.
And-
Seek
yeah.
medical help. Seek
Yeah.
Sot.
I googled a little bit of it.
Okay.
If you don't know how this show works, every single week, sometimes, we post an episode on YouTube and podcast services everywhere. So find us out there. Like, subscribe, share. All the media links are down below. And
We doing anything different this week?
Yeah. Good reminder.
Got you, buddy.
So, what we're doing this week as Jamie disappears off camera.
Classic. Jamie.
We're changing it up for you, not necessarily in the format, but how it's going to be delivered. So every topic, so there's going to be 4 topics this week, like there are most of the times, is going to be an individual video on YouTube. So Monday through Thursday, and then Friday will be the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So Monday through Thursday, you'll see each topic come up individually as an individual YouTube video. Why that's beneficial is that we heard some feedback from people that an hour to an hour and a half long video is a bit too long to consume, even though you can just exit, pause, stop, come back later. Okay. But anyways, we'll give you individual 15, maybe to 20 minute long chunks of video so you can consume it with your morning coffee every day. Come back the next day, do it all over again. And then on Friday, we'll just drop the whole hour and a half long video for you to just watch all in one shot if that's how you'd rather do it.
I think that's the number one thing I've heard from every person that listens
too
to the
long.
show. It's too long, and they wanted us to do this. So we're finally getting around to it. Jamie's finally getting around to it.
The audio will still be up all on Monday.
Yeah, so on Monday, if you just want to consume it all in one shot, you could still do that via the audio-only version, the podcast, which you can find on Google Play, iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, whatever.
Does it appear on Stitcher?
No,
I
don't know.
I've never been on the website.
I assume it does.
Every single podcast service has our podcast, guaranteed every week.
Guaranteed. Straight from Nicholas.
I'm guaranteeing everything. Just like I'm guaranteeing this will be individual chunks, even though we said that about 8 episodes ago.
Probably some BlackBerry podcast services that's obviously not getting our podcast, and some loser right now.
He's so angry. So angry.
He has to download as a file, upload it to his SD card. Anyways, that covers that, right? That pretty much explains it.
And this is the last episode.
And this is the last episode ever.
Here.
Yeah.
In this studio.
So we painted this room.
We're upgrading.
We decorated this room.
Yes.
And we're leaving it all behind.
Because we're going to bigger, better things.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 episodes, we've finally progressed enough in the YouTube world that we've gotten a brand new studio.
Which we're going to debut next week.
Okay, no, stop. Okay.
Give us some hype. Don't tell them what
It's not
it
hype.
is.
We're just expanding our availability, and that's why we're doing this.
It's also a blatant lie. Of course we didn't explain.
People can see that no one's watching.
All 30 views. Like, no, man. We're not going anywhere. But we are.
But we have a new studio next week.
So
that's true.
for logistical reasons. So anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on. Jesus, you're the first topic this week. Kick us off.
All right, let's do this. So what I want to do today is I don't want to bring up one topic and just kind of talk about it for an extended period of time. I have a couple of like rapid fire things I want to talk about. Just 5-10 minutes of each thing, and then we'll move on to the next. I think we got to talk about it. I wanted to talk about it a while back, but we kind of like, wasn't sure. We got to do it. Trump.
Yes.
What's your take on this?
President-elect?
President-elect Donald, is it J? J. Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Not to be confused with the other Donald Trump.
Yeah.
President-elect.
Well, he does. I think his son is Donald Trump.
Oh, true.
Look, say what you will. How he got from point A to B was wrong, in my opinion. What he stands for, though, I actually agree with. Like the forgotten voter, the lower class, those types of things. I think the message that's coming out of his mouth is the right things.
Make America great again.
Make America great again. But the path he took is my problem.
Actually, funny enough, completely 100% disagree with you. I think the means, in this case, justify the end. Like he did whatever he had to do to get to what he did. No one thought he was going to accomplish what he accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
If you go back into like recordings of newscasts and all like the Colbert, not report, but the nightly show, whatever, the Tonight Show.
Late show.
The Late Show, The Tonight Show, all those guys are like laughed at the idea of him becoming president. Mm-hmm. When he got when he was elected to be the front runner for the Republicans, people were just like, okay, well, another 4 years of being Democrat, like a Democratic government, and no one expected except for him. He never doubted himself for a second.
Yeah.
Even in the end, when the polls were all, he's like, "I'm going to become president." No, don't worry about it. Like, I got this, folks. Those of you who are voting for me, don't worry about any of this. I got it, and he did. That to me is remarkable. What he stands for, like what his policies and his ideas, I'm not exactly behind them, but I do respect the man for having a goal and just ignoring the entire world and accomplishing it. I think that's remarkable.
I think saying the means justify the ends, though, isn't 100% correct. There's still so much wrong with what he said, and like with
it don't matter. He's the president of the United States.
But
that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Lie, cheat, and whatever. He got it.
I think you're both.
A lot of it wasn't
right,
lying
though.
and cheating, though. A lot of it was very inappropriate things.
Right.
He was brutally honest.
He was
if
brutally
anything.
honest. But even then, that garnished some votes. That actually won him some favors in some parts of the country where people, value the fact that, he may not be delicate or have those political plays, but he's brutally honest. He's a straight shooter. He says what is on his mind, and he's not apologizing for anything.
Should that type of person be running a country?
That's a whole different topic. But we're talking about him himself. I admire what he did. Do I think he should be president? Probably not. I don't think I would have voted for him. And it's people are like making the comparison to Rob Ford, right? How he was also not very statesman.
Well spoken.
Yeah, he wasn't a statesman. He wasn't like, he wouldn't have that presence where he'd be in front of people.
He's not presidential.
Yeah, and he would just, talk to, he was just a bumbling kind of person, right? Always neck tie undone, which annoyed the crap out of me. Tie undone, sweaty. But his policies and politics were admired by many. So
I still don't think the Republicans won. I think the Democrats lost.
I agree.
I agree. Yeah, they and the second Hillary became like the Democratic kind of nominee. I think that's kind of where they lost it. That's where they say it got rigged. That's where they say it got rigged for Bernie Sanders and stuff like that. And like they literally, everyone's saying, and you could literally put anyone else except anyone else up against Trump, they would have won.
Yeah.
But because they put Hillary, who's also on the other spectrum, probably just as unlikable for a lot of people, for a lot of Americans, as Trump. So, like,
do you think sexism had a big part of it at all?
I'm sure.
I'm sure. I think. Do you think the American people are ready to look past a female being the leader?
I think the next Democratic nominee will be the Elizabeth
Warren.
Yeah,
I could be.
I think she'll be the first female president.
I think they were ready for a woman president. I'm sure that affected it. Sure, there's a tinge of sexism, just like there was a tinge of racism when Obama was running. They were able to look past that, which I think would have been the bigger hurdle to have a black president than a female president. But
that's what I'm saying. Like, aside from Hillary's mistakes and her things that brought her down, Was being a female, you think, a part of what brought her down as well? Like,
I mean, if you want to say that, no, because half of the country should have voted for. Well, half the country did vote for her. She got most of the votes.
She got the popular vote.
But females, there was a the stats I don't have them in front of me, but there's a big number of females.
Trump got the Latino votes, man.
Trump also got a large female vote.
Yeah, it's what I'm saying.
He turned the whole Rust Belt. He turned the whole Rust Belt against Democrats. Like, dude, Sanders had that shit on lockdown.
Yeah.
Anyways,
that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, remarkable what he did. I think it'll go down in history as one of the most like unpredictable presidential elections ever. And not knowing a lot about American history, there may have been a crazier one back in the day, but this will be taught in history classes years to come as like.
Yeah, this
like
you'll look back on this, but
political history.
I think my only thing with Trump is I'm not one of these end of world. I think people are blowing this way out of proportion. I have a morbid curiosity.
Obama said, "Man, the sun will still come up tomorrow."
Yeah, exactly. And I have a morbid curiosity of like
what's
how like watching a car accident.
And I think a lot of people. I think that attracted a lot of people.
It's like watching NASCAR. You don't watch that for the
most of the people I talk to, obviously are Canadians. They have a kind of hands-off approach. Like they kind of want to see it burn, right? Because they're over here and they're over there, right? Not maybe realizing how.
No, I don't want to see USA burn because then we burn a little bit.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but I know a lot of people have talked to me. They're like, yeah, I kind of want to see how bad things get. Like, I kind of want to see Trump win just to see like it just go crazy. The reality is, if it goes crazy down there, the craziness will slowly seep up north, right? Like the NAFTA, he wants to repeal NAFTA. That the number one party that benefits the most out of NAFTA is Canada. Yeah. Right. So he wants to repeal that. Like that's huge.
But and the thing is, like he says a lot of crazy shit. Obviously, like the racism, the sexism, the inappropriate stuff. But like you were saying, like how those pieces of the message were the most messed up about his campaign. But I think he did speak for a lot of kind of like the forgotten kind of American, and like we were saying in our chat, like where I heard from another guy, Colin, who's a big influencer on the show. I think he brought up a good point. I think that's what happens. There's a huge secret Trump voter because you don't want to tell somebody that you want to vote for Trump. Not necessarily because you want Trump, but because he speaks for a message that you want. The Republican Party speaks for a message you want. So there was a whole like group of voters there that were just kind of like you never heard of.
I think the United States, and I thought of this just now. I think the United States is like divided into two countries.
California, they tried that. California's already trying to like what's it called? Secede.
Yeah, secede.
Because I think
want to go to Canada.
The United States is one of these countries that's so polarized. Like the far left and the far right are so different from each other. I think in Canada you don't see that much. The most conservative and the most liberal are still closer together than probably the moderates in the United States.
The States you have like California and Texas.
Yeah.
You're almost on either side of those.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so many different topics like women's rights and legalization of marijuana and all these different things. Like there's just such polarized views on that. Religion and all these type of things that I feel the United States should just like.
I knew this was going to turn into a full-blown topic.
Mm-hmm. No,
I mean, if you're going to stop it, just stop it, or we're going to keep
talking.
talking.
Yeah, that's the thing. We can talk about this more later because there's more to come. Like Trump will still be a relevant topic. We'll talk about it again when he gets elected because then that's when shit's going down. Like right now, it's all like
69
speculation. Days. But when he actually takes his oath,
he's already started to pull back on Obamacare. He said he might leave it now.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot to happen from now to then. But I think we did have to do this. We did have to talk about him.
What's your next rapid fire topic?
What you guys notice anything different about me?
No product in your hair.
Yeah, I'm a little frumpy today. I'm wearing jogging pants.
You're wearing a hoodie.
And yeah.
You're wearing sweatpants. Yeah. Jamie, zoom in on his sweatpants.
I never wear sweatpants.
You know how much effort it took putting those pictures up of the Halloween costumes last episode?
That was brilliant, by the way.
Not zooming in.
Brilliant though.
I can't put my finger on it.
No, nothing. Can't you put your finger on it?
No.
It's a dirty mustache. You got a dirty mustache.
Dirty mustache. Take a good look. Zoom in right there. Boom. Movember, folks. Movember. It's that time of the year.
Worst holiday.
The worst holiday.
So how does the rules work for the fake army with mustaches?
Actually, to be honest with you, I don't know. It's just one of those things that's kind of popular and it's for a good cause and really no one's getting in trouble. I remember like 2 years ago when like Movember or 3 years ago, 4 years ago, when it was like really hyped up. everybody was doing Movember.
Mhm.
Like everybody.
You're the only person I know I've even heard of doing Movember
Has
this year.
prostate cancer like not been as hyped up lately?
We've beat it. That's
I
fine.
don't think that's true. I don't know, but from the army, which is like big boys club type thing, a lot of guys. There's not. I haven't seen that many people doing the Movember this year, which is kind of sad because again, at the end of the day, as ridiculous as it looks, and I'll admit, I'm not telling myself it looks good, but as silly
I
as it
give it
looks,
like a 6.
I'm actually kind of impressed
Yeah.
with it.
Did you
Yeah.
start that November 1st?
I did. I shaved Halloween. Boom, good to go. November 1st. But there's been a huge decline. Did you ever try it one year?
No.
I've never.
I work
taken
with
part.
children.
Yeah. I can't
I'm
be
not
going to my
walking away.
clients looking like that, man.
Yeah, I'm not walking around with a dirt stash.
You guys should try.
If I had a 9 to 5, I'd probably do it.
Anyways, yeah. Again, the institution I work for kind of encourages these type of things, and really it was my boss. My boss actually sent me a text, like telling me like, don't forget about Movember, like as if it was like an order. So I did it, but I do like the cause. In the past, I don't know if you guys have, but I know definitely I have with William, who's done it before. This year he's not doing it because he's got a full beard, but like they have the big party at the end of the month.
Yeah.
But is this kind of like a lost cause? Like I'm not fundraising any money. I'm like I might be via this discussion bringing awareness to men's health and men's
It creates conversation around
Right?
it. It
It
creating
creates-
awareness.
yeah because people ask me
that
why are you doing
domino
this?
effects somewhere, trickle down somewhere.
Sure. I mean, I'd call you out on it and just be like, if you're gonna do it,
Yeah, but right, you're supposed
donate some money
you're supposed
or like
you're supposed to donate some money
fundraise.
or fundraise,
Like
which
the-
I haven't.
Think to the ice bucket challenge. How many percent of people did that just for the views or just for the
Yeah.
likes, right? But it raised an insane amount of money.
Yeah.
They just posted recently how
Yeah.
much it was.
Yeah.
I don't remember how much. It was.
millions.
And
millions.
Movember does actually get a good chunk of money out of these things, and they do put a good chunk towards men's health issues.
It has dropped off significantly.
Yes.
Like I would say,
Pokemon
even,
Go drop off.
Yeah, like last
Good
year I
reference.
noticed. I think last year was the first year I noticed a big drop off, but the year before that, like your social media feeds were littered with
Yeah,
all
it
these
was.
charitable dirt stashes. Like everyone just has them and it's like, oh, donate.
Yeah, if you were running a donation page, Will was doing it, Vince was doing it, Anthony was doing it. I can't donate to all of you.
No.
Yeah.
I'll give you $2.
But that was the issue. I remember a few years ago, everyone was doing it, and it was just like, who
Oh, man.
you donate $2. I think you're right. I'm the
You know what
only
we
one
should
I
do
think
next
of.
year? We
I don't
should
know
do
if
like
Anthony's doing it.
we should do like
I
a
don't think so.
group. Can you do group fundraising? We're all just one page. That'd
Yeah,
be a better
no,
idea.
Anthony. Shout out to Anthony. He had like a group, the Mobro. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's do
You
a
can-
Dads
you
in
can
the
teams.
6 group page, and then he has to participate.
Yeah.
Me?
Next year.
Okay.
Next year.
Next year we'll bring it back. We'll bring
Last year
November
I didn't
back.
do it only because it was William's wedding.
That's why he didn't do it either.
That's why I didn't do it.
But
Convenient
did you
excuse.
ever try doing it?
No.
I think you should.
Rapid.
Anyways, point is, I like the idea of Movember. I like the idea of not having to shave my upper lip like that. In it, I won't lie.
It is a sensitive area.
It is a sensitive area. I don't have to shave it. It's a different look, good or bad. I mean, I'm not saying it's great, but good or bad, it's a different look. I'm going for it, and it's just something that's fun, a conversation starter, and it's in a way to get away with doing it because you can say, oh, Movember, even though again, I'm not really fundraising or anything
about it.
Yeah. But anyway, that's that topic.
Anyways, get your prostates checked too. Good. What's
No,
your?
I got one more topic I want to talk
That's
about.
what I meant. Yeah.
This is just the Jesus show.
The GSO, which yes. What's your take on this whole gray police car business happening in Toronto? You heard about this, where people are up in arms because the chief got a new fleet of vehicles ordered,
It
and
looked cool.
they are gray with like kind of like white or
Minimal detailing.
lettering on
Yeah,
it. So it's not
full of color. Like
it's
the
not
ones-
high contrast. Like the
Yeah.
old ones, the white with the red and blue running out, were high contrast. These ones are very sleek, right? So the argument kind of is that the gray ones are less visible. So it's the cops trying to be sneaky or whatnot.
Yeah, I think it was on CP24 that they said it also kind of it just seems very militaristic.
Yeah.
Of
I
the
think it's
police.
just something. It's just modernizing it. Sure, they're being more sneaky, but if you're not doing anything wrong, then why do you care? You know, if you're more cautious at a stoplight or a stop sign in a school area just because you see a nice flashy cop car.
So I'll be devil's advocate because although I agree with you that my opinion on the whole thing is I don't care that it's gray. right?
I don't care.
Me either.
But the other side of the argument is that it's not just about traffic. So you think traffic, they're hiding in the bushes, you can't see them as well as a white car, right? But the other side of the argument is the community, like you can more visibly see a white
To flag
Crown
it down or
Vic
something?
to flag it down. If you need help, you can more easily recognize it. And then if you get into a bit more deep into it, the use of force continuum, right? The escalation of force, like like you can pull
From pulling someone
yeah,
over
you
to
can push someone if they do this, and then like there's a whole thing, right? Like when it all goes down to when you can pull out, like unholster your weapon, and then when you can aim your weapon, and when you can shoot your weapon. There's a whole thing of sequence of things that have to happen.
Okay.
The first step of all that is presence. The first step of use of force or de-escalation of situation is just police showing up, and it's been proven that itself has you can go both ways, but can de-escalate or as a use of force of calming down the situation. Like they're here now, they don't have to pull out their weapons, they don't have to say anything. The cops just being there, just so. In a neighborhood where you have a white police car, it's easily recognizable and seen. It may have that effect of de-escalating a potential situation where you can see the cop car down, or there's a cop car down the road. May de-escalate a situation.
So is this an experiment? Are they replacing all of them?
So I think the latest news that I heard is that they've halted the order of the gray, and they're going to revisit a new design. I think they're going probably back to white.
They can paint them, right?
Yeah, it's paint. All it is paint, right? That's the paint job that they've ordered. So they've halted this order, and they're going to keep the ones currently in play, and they're going to use them for various other tasks, like where they might need more discrete vehicles, and they're going to reorder the new ones.
Were these like new cars or just paint jobs?
No, these were new cars. New cars ordered in that color,
Right.
But the new cars will be ordered in another color,
Right.
But I think the whole thing is just, it's that classic first world problems. Classic first world problems. Like we're up in arms, freaking out. People are even calling for the resignation of the chief over this because he picked the wrong. Even if you think it's the wrong, because he picked the wrong color of a police car. Like, really, this is why we're getting our chief. There's even
countries that voted Trump into office right now, and this is what you're complaining about.
Exactly. It's exactly it. That's kind of what I want to get away from it. It's just like, what are we really freaking out about here? Like, really, are we in a situation where we can kind of sit back and worry about this, and because everything else is being taken care of? I don't think so. I think there's more things.
Same person complaining about every single thing that happens.
It's the same group of people. I don't care that it would have been gray or will be gray. I guess from the other perspective, I see where it's coming from. Police aren't necessarily in people's biggest favor right now. More so, I guess, like American police. But I think that's where this is kind of stemming from too. Is just like it's keeping less secret, less militaristic look of the police, because it could be a slippery slope. I think Toronto's still reeling from like the G20 riots or whatever. Yep. That keeps coming up in the news and stuff. So I think everyone's still kind of like sensitive about how their police kind of present themselves. And it's gone through, especially in Toronto, like with the name badges, and used to be your number, now it's your name. Body cameras and stuff coming in play. So I think everyone's just kind of like, just keep the status quo because it works. It's fine. I think if they go in an opposite,
I think there's an aversion to change.
Yeah, there's an aversion to change, and I think because of that change look doesn't present too many pros. I mean, it just looks cooler. Yeah. I'm not a cop, so I don't give a shit.
But it is your city, right? People come to your city, and then so the better, you gotta take pride in what your city does, right? Like, I'm not saying a cool cop car is the selling feature of the city. Like, come see our cool cop cars.
Before you see the CN Tower,
come
check out these cop cars.
But you don't care. You're right. I don't care either. But it's
Is that the color RoboCop's car?
Probably.
I think so, yeah. That'd be cool.
Anyway, so
we'll revisit this.
We'll keep an eye on
My
it.
face is gonna be so bright on camera because of the sun.
People see those dreamy eyes.
Yeah, like I'm really like mesmerized by the color of your eyes. One more thing I want to talk about.
God damn
Can
it!
you, like, twist those so that the blinds point up.
No, it's too much work right now.
Come on, please.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is DIT6 podcast.
No, other way.
We're just fixing some things
that's
here.
worse.
Wow.
Keep going,
Jesus, adjust the light and Jamie's
Why aren't
face.
they doing anything?
Okay, so Remembrance Day. Did you guys do? Yesterday was Remembrance Day. This weekend.
Last week, if you're watching this right now.
Yeah, so 3 days ago was Remembrance Day.
Sure,
Or 2 days ago.
Topic 1.
Yeah.
Right? Whatever. So, as you guys often remind people, I'm part of the fake Army Reserves. So I actually was a part of a really nice,
sly he gave you.
He's accepted.
nice ceremony down by York Cemetery. We have a tank there. We do a nice little ceremony. We have soldiers throughout the city going to different high schools and stuff like that, doing presentations, talking about Remembrance Day to kids. I know you worked. I know you don't work, but you guys...
You don't work.
Did you guys...
In fact, I have a story to tell about this. You're about to shoot me down already.
No. Okay.
I was at a client.
You poke fun at me. I'm poking fun at you.
That's
Okay.
fine. I can take it.
So,
Yeah.
so like I mean, it was funny to notice. Like I've heard that the TTC halts at 11 a.m.
Yep.
and I've never been on TTC at 11 a.m. on Remembrance Day. The radio, I hear that most radio stations
Go silent
observe
or
a
something.
minute of silence. I've never heard the radio at the time. So, were you guys out and about? Like, did you guys see anything?
So I was at a client's, and it was about 10:50, and I just looked at my watch, and I knew it was coming up on 11, or whatever. And I was actually meant to go out to... I was at a
11,
client.
not 11. I have to
Yeah,
know
11.
Okay, right.
But I thought it used to be 11:11. They would do a
No, but-
minute of silence at 11:11.
I think
Oh,
in
November
elementary
11th.
school, that's what they used
Yeah,
to do.
it was like 11:11, November 11th, a minute of silence.
Regardless, I was at a
Anyways.
client. It was like 10:50, and then I'm like, I wonder if I feel like this is one company that I was at where they would take a moment of silence. So I was gonna go out to reception area and ask because I was just curious. And then before I knew it, I heard the speakerphone and all their phones pop up, and they were playing the music at 11 o'clock.
Last post, like Reveille?
Yeah.
Last post.
And they played that for like, I don't know, 4 minutes or something. And it was cool. I stopped working on the computer. I just listened to it. And then I was at the Leaf game last night. And so they had the Hockey Hall of Fame ceremony, and they also had little Remembrance Day stuff, and they had a moment of silence and all that stuff. So I did take part.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
You?
My work does the same thing where like over the
PA.
speaker, the phone speaker, it just requests that you take a minute of silence. But I wasn't at work yesterday. I was at home, so
You tell Leia to shut up for a minute?
yeah, I'm just like, listen. I was watching Sports Center or whatever. I was downstairs watching Sports Center, playing with Leia, and then around like 10 to 11, I'm like, oh yeah, Remembrance Day. And I switched over to like CP24 and was watching kind of like the ceremony and stuff that they were doing at on Parliament Hill.
Mm-hmm.
And I paused.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, I was just wondering because I know
I
you
paused
guys...
and then they did
Last post.
they were actually naming the songs because then they go to a different song.
Yes, last post. Typically, it's last post, minute of silence, and then Reveille.
Yeah, something like
I was
that.
actually
Typically.
really angry at myself because I couldn't find a poppy for a while, and I had no change on me all week. And I was at Tim Hortons like I think 3 or 4 different times, and they had the bin there with poppies and change, and I had no change. I didn't want to just take a poppy. I feel like you're supposed to donate.
You're supposed to donate. Just I think I don't know. I speak on
I don't
behalf.
think anyone
I
would
don't
yell at me
speak
for
on-
taking
You
one,
should have
right?
taken at least one.
I know.
Taking one
My
because
old-
they fall off, right? You could put in like I know a lot of people who go when they come out, grab a $20 bill, put $20 bill, grab a poppy, and then if it falls off because they often do, you just grab another one. You don't have to put another $20 bill in, right? Instead of putting a toonie or whatever. So that's what some people
But
do.
I only remembered it really late, almost to Remembrance Day, because my old car, which I just sold like a few months ago, I had 2 poppies in there all year round.
Yeah.
So I forgot that I had given my car away, thus my poppies went with it.
Yeah, I had my poppy. And this year I was proactive because I usually kind of drag it out until like I get to a Tim Hortons or like I just remember. But this time there was a little kid in front of a second cup. Was it November? I think it was like literally November 1st, I think, or something like that. And I was like, I'm going to buy it now. So I had it like I feel like, I wasn't just jumping on the bandwagon, like closer to. It was like I've been invested since November 1st.
We appreciate that.
Yeah.
We appreciate that.
My question
Nicholas.
though is, when do you? Not that I guess you can wear it all year round. Kind of like every day should be.
So
Earth-
that's a good.
like
that's a
every
good-
day should
That's
be.
a good
Earth Day.
question. So when
When do you take this off?
at 11 a.m.
Really?
So what we do, for example, is we have a ceremony, reveille, whatever, and then normally there's we have we have an actual tank monument, and then there's wreaths that people bring out, like the regiment lays a wreath on there, and then we all take turns. We go lay our wreath, we salute, and then we lay our we lay our poppies on the wreath.
On the wreath.
Salute, and off we go, and we leave our poppies there, and then we're done with poppies.
Mm.
So I believe that's what a lot of people do. I don't know if that's what you're supposed to do as a
There's
rule.
nothing wrong with wearing it year round, though, right?
No, nothing. No one's gonna yell at you.
No.
But the idea is that you
Take that poppy off.
that you
It's
you
Christmas.
you lay it on a monument or something after Remembrance.
I'm gonna put mine where it usually goes, which is on the visor of my car.
That's a pretty classic spot.
and then
As long
it's always there,
and
then
that's fine. And that's fine.
And I will donate.
As long as you donate.
Yeah.
Because that goes to like legions and stuff like that. They run that, and that goes to a lot of good causes too, right?
I did feel bad because I think with that kid, I forgot that it was like whatever you want donate. I thought it was like a standard price.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how much for the poppy? And he's like, whatever you want.
You see on the news yesterday, the day before, two guys stole the poppy.
It happens every year.
So bad.
Happens every year. So I only had like 80 cents. So I went back like on another like random day when I was at Tim Hortons. I'm like, here's.
Yeah. So next time, just take a poppy. If you had to go back the next day, again, put a $5 bill in, and then you're good to go. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, let's make topics.
All right,
I'm happy you guys
The
participated.
Jesus show's over.
I already pushed lap. God damn it.